If you're anything like me, your email inbox very rarely looks like this. No new mail, no conversation selected. It has been my goal to try to get to an email system that brings me to this with some frequency. Obviously, we don't live here, but try to get here as frequently as we can. I'm going to share with you some settings and some workflow tips that can possibly help you get to a zero inbox more frequently. We're going to work a lot at the beginning of this process in our Gmail settings. So if you would click on this little gear here, this will get you to some basic settings. But we want to go to the See All settings. We're going to click on that. And in here, there's a few things that we're going to do. In sharing this with one other person earlier, I noticed a couple of things that we got to make sure are happening. So the first thing I want you to do is to scroll down about, let's see, about 3/4 of the way down before you get to your picture and your signature and stuff. There'll be keyboard shortcuts. Make sure that that is clicked on, but then also in advanced, where you see custom keyboard shortcuts, make sure that's enabled, and then you'll hit Save Changes. You may need to refresh, but what that's going to do is it's going to add this keyboard shortcuts menu option to the very top of your settings. So if I go back to settings, you'll see that I have all of these across here to themes, plus I have this keyboard shortcuts. If you didn't do those two things of turning them on and make sure that custom keyboard shortcuts is enabled, that wouldn't be there. So let's go to that keyboard shortcuts. In here, there are some things that are going to allow you to work in email without touching the mouse. And I think that what that helps with is it helps with what some of these people who put workflow and email tips out there, what they call touch it once or one touch email. If you don't have to go to the mouse and you're just acting using the keyboard, that can help save you a lot of time. And so there's just a few keyboard shortcuts that I want to make you aware of. And we shouldn't have to change any of the custom. But if you're in your email and, if I were to hit C, you saw that this window just popped up to compose a new email. I didn't touch the mouse. I didn't go over here and go to compose. Just anywhere in the email, if I hit C, it takes me to a new draft. That's an important one. A couple of more that are important that I'll show you later are right here: newer conversation and older conversation. And those are J and K. So if you think about putting your hands on the home row, your right index finger is going to move you up to an older conversation. I'm sorry, down to an older conversation, and K would move you up to a newer conversation. And I'll show you a little bit how that works. A very important one for this system that I'm going to share with you is all the way down here. Whoops, I went way past it. I said all the way down here, but it's actually up above where I was. Sorry, it's right here. Toggle star rotate among superstars. So if you think about having your hand on the home row, your left ring finger is on the S, and I'm going to be able to just star emails very quickly. And I'm going to use the stars as a part of my system to get to my inbox to zero, and to note and move emails based on what I want or need to do with them. Another one that's important for this same process is going to be just above that, and you'll see right down here, I have E, and that archives an email. I don't delete a lot. Sometimes I delete stuff that comes from like, third-party vendors or things that aren't really applicable to me, that I probably really should be unsubscribing from, but I just delete them. Um, but if it's pertinent at all, or something that I may need to reference way down the line or want to come back to, but I don't need to act on it myself, I'll archive it. And the Gmail has a really strong search feature, so I can always find anything that I've archived by searching either for the the person who sent it, the company who sent it, the subject of the email. The search feature is pretty strong. But E is a really important keyboard shortcut here in Gmail. Another that we're going to use is a couple down here, the L, sorry, L. And again, now that's my right pinky, right? L is going to allow me to label an email. And what that allows me to do, it's really the same thing as this V, but what that allows me to do is it allows me to, instead of just archiving it, it's going to allow me to say, I want this to be in, I'll show you what mine look like over here. So I have labels that are, are they teacher staff questions or requests, stuff from my building admin team? Do they relate to parents and families, professional learning organizations, the district, the College Board Advanced Placement? Right now I have this as a standing one for summer curriculum. Those are all labels that I would put on an email that I want to make sure is categorized correctly. And that just helps with searching too. And then the last one, maybe you use this a lot, I actually have added, so this is the only thing I've customized, is I've added a T, because sometimes I don't reach all the way across to that Y. So either Y or T is going to allow me to take an email and basically move it out of my inbox, but I'm going to snooze it so that it actually comes back to my inbox, almost like a new email. That's when I know something. This is long-term planning, and my one-touch planning with this email is I don't want to do anything with it right now. I want this to come back to me as a new email later. So those are the keyboard shortcuts. That's a lot to start with. So I'm going to allow this to just be a standalone Gmail tutorial on keyboard shortcuts. And I am then going to come and create another video that will walk you through how to change your inbox view to help you use Gmail more efficiently.